Arsenal are heavy favourites against Sunderland on Saturday, priced 1.29. And after a 1-1 draw against relegation candidates Norwich, they should want to bounce back on their turf. But after a stack of injuries, do you expect them to do so, Nigel?
I think you're absolutely right. They're saying should. Arsenal are 1.29. It's not a price I want to back. I really wouldn't. I mean, Arsenal absolutely decimated by injuries. No Alexis Sanchez for this game. That's a huge, huge blow. I don't think Olivier Giroud has been the same player since the atrocities that happened in Paris when he was involved in that game as well. And I just think Arsenal's struggling to score goals at the moment. They're on November to forget. More injuries than points. Only 2 points picked up in that period. And for the prices, I think they're a bad value bet. I really do. They should have enough quality. And they've got Mesut Ozil, who I think should be the player of the year this season. I think he's playing absolutely superb football. But I'm not quite sure whether they're the best bet. And at 1.29, we've seen a season of some shocks already this campaign. I don't think Sunderland are good enough to win it, but they can't frustrate Arsenal. If you go back for the last 5 years in this fixture, Sunderland have only lost twice. And there's been a couple of 0-0s in that period. So you know what you're going to expect with Sunderland. They're going to come here, try to park the bus. Sam Allardyce side haven't only conceded 1 goal in their last 3 games. I think Arsenal will have enough quality, but at 1.29, it's not a price that really does much for me, Natalie.
Yeah. Would you back them half-time, full-time, 1.8, or are we looking at a lot tighter match than that?
I certainly wouldn't back 1.8. I mean, if you look at Arsenal, especially last season, there's no team in the Premier League who score more late goals. I'm a season ticket, as you know, holder at the Emirates. The amount of times me and my son have left the game, and he's gone, Dad, don't leave, and we've seen 2 goals. We missed 2 goals in the last 2 minutes. That's the kind of thing that Arsenal do. What they do, they have so much ball and possession that they gradually grind teams like Sunderland down. You know what Sunderland are going to do? They're going to park the bus, 10 men behind the ball, but Arsenal will have enough quality to break them through. I think the draw at half-time and Arsenal full-time could be a bit of value, but the best bet for me in the whole match, and one of the best bets in the Premier League this season, is this weekend, is under 2.5 goals in this game. I saw about 2.3. I think that's far too big. Arsenal would just be happy to take 3 points. They don't need to put on a show. They don't need to win 3 or 4 nil. They have a massive Champions League game next week when they need to win over in Greece to get through to the knockout stages. They'll have one eye on that. And I think Arsenal may just nick this 1-0, but under 2.5 goals is certainly a bet I like.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Nigel, because I am right there with you. Under 2.5 goals, 2.43, 888 Sport is my official bet. I'm wondering whether we're even looking at a 0-0 draw. I've actually also looking at Arsenal to keep a clean sheet. That's 1.8, but my bet is the under 2.5 goals there for sure.
Absolutely. I don't think it will be a 0-0. I know there has been a few 0-0s. If I was looking for a correct score, probably 1-0. But at 2.4, I mean, usually get games like this under 2.5 goals and over 2.5 goals about 1.95. Everybody thinks that Arsenal are going to go there and win easily. They don't have to. They just get 3 points. That's all they can. They don't want any more injuries ahead of the big game next week in the Champions League. 1-0 is good enough for them, under 2.5 goals, and Arsenal keep a clean sheet. Great bets, Natalie.
All right, fantastic. Nigel, thank you for joining us.